All right, folks, we'll get started here. I'd like to welcome you to our afternoon webinar for Solavei and 7-Hour Wealth. And I have a special guest today, Drew Messina, down from the Big Easy down there. You're in New Orleans today?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans, Louisiana. So for those that like crawfish, he can tell you all about it, I'm sure. But great to have everybody online. And, this is just a representation of the way we do business, folks. We do business from home on these Google Hangouts. We introduce our friends and people we know that are interested in freedom, that are interested in maybe spending more time at home than they are with their boss at work, and really ultimately people that want to have a portable business that they could do from anywhere in the world. But got a portable business expert online with me who's been very successful in different ventures and definitely been a great marketer. And let you get a little background on Drew here in a minute. I'll give you just a little background on me. I've been in the online marketing business for 17 years and have had the opportunity to do about $65 million in sales total, almost in 2 decades online, selling everything from cars to financial products to real estate to information to social commerce networking, which is what we're going to be talking about today. But Drew, I'm excited to have you on board today. I know that you're a real leader, and this is doing online virtual. Is this something new to you? Not doing stinky hotel meetings, as I call it, and chasing family and friends? Is this is a new way of doing business for you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the more I talk to people, the growing trend for people wanting to work at home and not chase friends and not be in hotels is overwhelming. It is where the new movement is going, basically the internet. And that's part of my excitement that I'm going to get into in a few minutes.
That's great. Well, why don't you give us the group a little background on who you are and what you've been doing, I guess, over the last 5 or 10 years. What's a little bit about your background?
Good. About 6 years ago, I come from a hotel, restaurant, tourism, food industry type family business, 3rd generation. I was a better than average athlete. I played Division I ball in college. Went to the World Series with the University of New Orleans back in '89. Always been a competitor. And long story short, 5.5, 6 years ago, I was in Destin, Florida. I was living there for about 11 years, and I lost everything in the real estate boom. I was so broke that I couldn't afford to pay attention. And I literally mean it. I didn't have any credit. I couldn't go to a bank anymore, so I had to get a job. And within a month and a half, someone showed me my previous company. And I spent about $7,000 to $10,000 learning how to market on the internet from NetDivvy and Vince Reed and Jonathan Budd and many other people on different courses and stuff. And I worked day and night for a couple of years, got pretty good at it. And the strategies that they taught me, I became affiliate of the year, got back on my feet, got out of debt, bought a brand new car, and it changed my life. Solavei came around. I saw a whole nother world. The difference is one of my partners, Sean Eiferman, who earned a few $1 million in our previous company, he was my mentor. I showed him this social commerce business, and we both, did our homework. We went to our mentor, Richard Cole, a mega multi-millionaire who put up quite a few millions of dollars for our previous company, and he's like, guys, this really looks like something solid. And we kept talking, and we looked at all the owners, we looked at everything, and we decided to give it a shot. What's so awesome is all we did in our first 2 months, from October 1st to Christmas, was use the outreach program, the social part of. We didn't do any tricks, we didn't do anything special that anyone else couldn't do. We were able to bring on a couple of hundred folks in about a 90-day period. Well, I started taking all of the skills and stuff that I had learned, and I always say this all the time because it's what y'all teach, Tom. Sometimes people don't really pay attention to this, and I got this from Robert Kiyosaki. But skills make you rich and not money, and I learned that through the School of Hard Knocks and stuff, paying all that money in the previous company. When I saw right after Christmas how we could take our folks, and instead of me spending another $4, $5, $6, $7,000 on a blog and videos and autoresponders and the whole litany of things to help my team, because that's where we were about to go. One of our guys, Ron Warren, who is petrified of doing videos in this past week, he's starting to do videos every day now because I finally got on him and he's doing them. So you're going to meet him one day, but he just started shooting his videos every day. When I saw the 7-Hour Wealth, I didn't have to ask you, and I knew y'all put somewhere between $15,000 and $30,000 minimum on top of all the people that are calling people back that's set up. So what I saw was you guys gave people like us all the tools and resources for virtually $0 in my mind to become anything that we want to become. And I have absolutely lost sleep over this system that you have put together. And the biggest thing is, am I able to get my team to understand the value and understand how powerful that system has to only be grasped and implemented in all of the free marketing systems in their first 90 days, like from article writing, the YouTube videos, the tweets, and so forth and so on. And take that, the links in the system, and you can really change your business. And I told my folks we're going to do a 90-day blitz, and today is the day that you're going to really go in depth on that system and what y'all did and what it's all about and how it's like McDonald's and everything. And that's why I'm so excited. Not only the Solavei part of it, I just look at that as the tool that they came up with, and it happens to be an awesome one, a very effective one, one that converts very, very well because it's something that we do every day. But without the 7-Hour Wealth, or without going to spend thousands of dollars like I did, you're never going to become one of the big guys. And that's what I'm really, really pumped about. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it, and I'm pretty pumped up about it.
Well, I had an epiphany a while back in business that, people really want to know more how you do business initially than they do, what you do as far as what your product is. Because, I tell people I do a top-down team building method, and that is where we focus on your void and what you want out of life first. And if we can connect with that, the rest of it's easy, because really that's your why. And if we connect with your why first, the idea of learning what social commerce networking is a lot more motivating. It's a lot easier. And then ultimately switching your mobile service is just part of the task of taking that step from one side of the chasm to the other, from what we call social networking and making the jump over to social commerce networking.
Let me add something to that. That's unbelievable. I was watching the training yesterday on the Facebook. The guy that was teaching it, already forgot his name, but he put up a one-liner. Any family members, single parents looking for some help with their kids' education, I have an internet business I'd like you to take a look at, and I might be able to help you. I posted it. Met this lady in the restaurant. She's a doctor. She's a chiropractic doctor from California. Became her friend. I didn't know it. She was looking to get into the internet. She responded to me. I gave her my link that y'all did all the work on the 4 videos. Sent it to her already. And me and her have a meeting Monday at 1 o'clock for her to start her home-based business.
That's great, and that really is part of the system. I mean, it's a matter of we talk about the model that I've used over the last 17 years is content creates conversations, conversations creates conversions, meaning people that actually join your business. And handing somebody a business card, making a post, sending out a tweet, sending up a smoke signal, whatever you want to do, that's creating content. And that gives people the ability to react to the content and ultimately engage them in the process of fact-finding, learning a little bit about them, finding out what makes them tick, what motivates them, and then ultimately, leading them to a point where you say, okay, well, looks like what I have could provide you with what you want. All you have to do is, number one, watch this 6-minute video. If you like it, then I'd like to invite you to a webinar that this gentleman does. He's put 12,000 people in the last 100 days. I want him to explain it because he's done it a lot more. And so at the end of the webinar, the individuals go, I love this. You know, I want to get in. I want to just invite 20 people every time that guy does a presentation, and I just want to introduce them to this system. And so, you know, it's like I tell people, there's a lot of people that, you know, you talk about driving a Ferrari and, you know, they get all nervous because they don't want to wreck it and they don't know about all the paddles and, you know, the shifters and all that stuff, and don't know how to start it. They don't know where the push button is. But, you know, a lot of times when you can look at a Ferrari and say, that's how we get it around town, people get excited about it. And that's what our 7-hour wealth system is. And I'll just give you a little insight to the 7-hour wealth system. For those that are Timothy Ferriss fans with the 4-hour work week, Tim Ferriss talks about working less, earning more, and enjoying better quality of life results. And I remember hearing Tim Ferriss saying that and going, I'm in hook, line, and sinker. And so Tim talks about the deal. He has this acronym called DEAL, and its definition. It's challenge the definition of the 40-hour work week, challenge the definition of working in corporate America or having to drive into rush hour traffic. You know, and he talks about elimination of the 9-to-5 schedule. I work such odd. I mean, yesterday I worked out in the morning. The masseuse came around, you know, noon or something like that. Came around 1 o'clock or something like that. And then my son came home and we worked out with the football players last night in my gym. You know, and it was just, I don't know. I didn't have to ask a boss permission to do that, but it was just kind of the day. And then I worked till about, you know, 11:30 at night, and that was really my day yesterday. But every day is different. I mean, I don't wake up with a schedule. I woke up this morning, did some work online, recorded some training videos, you know, went out, worked out, listened to some Deepak Chopra on the, you know, 7 spiritual laws of success, you know, and I just, man, I got to tell you, I'm excited. Now I'm here with you, Drew, and I'm like, this is cool, you know. But, you know, when you talk about eliminating that schedule, and then, of course, automation. So I looked at my YouTube channel. Between last night and today, 1,000 people have watched videos on my YouTube channel. Well, that's just automation. I just started my YouTube channel 90 days ago. So it's not like I'm a guru YouTube channel person. I was even thinking I probably don't even have it set up right. There's so many people coming to watch the videos that we're creating on this new Google Hangout system. It just makes the business easier. So it's one of the tools that we teach you how to use, and it just really works. The last part of DEAL is liberation. And you talked about that earlier, being liberated from a job and being liberated from broke. We always talk about the difference between being broke and being poor. You know, poor is permanent, broke is temporary. And, you know, when you've been on top before, all you have to know is you just have to find the keys to that Ferrari and get in it and go drive it. And that's what you're doing here. I know you guys are just blowing and going. You got a great leader in Darlene as well down there. I mean, she's a fantastic lady. She's crushing it, and just excited to have you on board. But have you read any Timothy Ferriss or anything? Have you done any 4-hour work week?
No.
Yeah. He's got a cool philosophy. The idea is to outsource everything. And I tell people that, you know, a year from now, where I see my business, I've been hiring an outsourcer every month. He says use 50% of your income and outsource your business. So, and when I first got started, I hired somebody to manage my inbox because I have a lot of emails coming in and help me with the administration of the 7-hour wealth system. And then I hired a gal to do my Twitter and my Facebook and my Pinterest, and she's managing that now. And now I've just hired a bookkeeper, and I've got a blogger as well. So I've got 4 people that are working for me. And the idea, Tim's whole idea about the 4-hour work week is, if I hire 10 outsourcers over the next 12 months to perform certain functions of me, if I'm working 400 hours a week, are you able to compete with me?
No.
As an individual? You can't. And I love that idea, as far as I like the idea of 400 hours of activity being applied towards my core business that creates wealth for not only the people that work for me, because I tie them into a bonus as the income raises, their pay increases, but I also have tied it into a point where my income increases too. So I like the whole idea of that. And so if you haven't read Timothy Ferriss, The 4-Hour Work Week, he talks about, you know, the nuevo riche and how they live and how they outsource everything and how they automate everything. And that is, you know, when you look at the 7-hour wealth system, we want to teach you how to work 1 hour a day. And that's the hour before this webinar. So you simply just invite a whole bunch of people, put feelers out to 20 or 30 people and invite them to this webinar, you know, at lunchtime. And then you sit back and you relax. You eat lunch while the presentation's going on. And your friends call you afterwards and they go, wow, that's awesome. And so our whole, you know, the whole focus that we have, and I know you understand these concepts, Drew, is we're focused on duplication of team, automation of business, and creation of wealth. And wealth just doesn't mean money. Wealth means quality of life results of not having to, I mean, I live out on a 300-acre farm. I'm 20 minutes from anything. I'm lucky to have a 2 megabyte internet connection, and you know, I do business from a laptop. I don't know if you can see it out there, but I got a little bright out there, but there's a 15-acre lake out there full of 10-pound bass. You know, got nice, clean, you know, spring water that comes 200 feet down, and the air is beautiful here, and it's just, I love it, man. I get to see the stars every night. You know, my rush hour traffic is watching the deer walk across our dam. I mean, that's the only rush hour traffic we got here. And you know, people, if you want to create this type of lifestyle, it takes action. And I was listening to Deepak Chopra, and he just talks about, you know, removing the mask. And because the mask is just the ego and telling your story. I wasn't always here, guys. You know, I've been through some very difficult times in my life, and when you read my story or hear about what I've been through in the last 30 years, you'll realize that there's really no excuses. You know, it's one of those things where you say, it takes courage to tell your story. It takes action to change your story. And I heard you say that earlier. I mean, it took courage to tell people that you lost everything in the real estate business, but how'd you change it? You took action. You started taking courses. You started learning. You know, all of the material that we have training-wise is free on this YouTube channel. We've got all kinds of information that can teach you this business, and so it's been so much fun doing this business because we have transformed lives. We are the #1 internet online team in the entire company because we don't do any hotel meetings, folks. I can't stand them. I've got guys wanting to talk to me after this call about coming down to Jacksonville and doing a hotel meeting, and I'm like, if it's the Ritz-Carlton, I'll go. I am not going to a stinky hotel meeting. But you know, we're going to rent a house and have a good weekend. I get to spend time with Eric Green, the digital gangster, and anybody who's in the area, we invite to come to the house. We're going to rent a really kick-butt house. One of those real nice ones off Home Away with the 6 bedrooms, and just spend the weekend down there. And anybody you have in the Jacksonville area, you can bring them there and meet us, and we'll help you build your businesses. And I tell you, the business is fun. I know that you traveled before, and you've recruited some teams. I don't know. You want to talk about social commerce networking? What turns you on about it?
Sure. Like I said, when I first got into Solavei and I saw the outreach program in the back, I saw how these guys, in just a few of the names that I know, the Jim Rittenhouse, the Jim Ryan, the Ryan Wirch, where they've been watching the back office change on a weekly basis, making it so easy with content and images and videos that's cookie to you, to be able to send information to friends and people that you know, and to create content, just blew me away. I didn't even fully understand the commerce side of it. I didn't understand. In fact, I don't know. Yeah, it was you in front of a board. I used this with this doctor just today, letting her know what Solavei was about. And I was telling her about the sugar and the flour and the butter, and if it all sits on the table, it's a waste of time. But if you start taking this stuff and putting it together, like in a restaurant, and a chef takes it, you can make dough out of it. You can make nice loaves of bread. You can make all kind of. You can make pies with it. You can do all kind of stuff. Well, again, one of the things I stressed about with Sean Eiferman was, okay, we got all these people. How do we start duplicating the people a little further away from us? And I saw the 7 Hour Wealth, and I saw everything. And I started explaining to this lady a little bit about what the commerce side of it was when you're spending your money and the company's getting back 50%. But I said, you know what? I said, Miss Evans, can I call you Miss Evans? She said, sure, Drew. We're friends now. I said, here, let me just put this link in there. Well, it was the link with the 4 videos. I said, just watch those 4 videos and write down any questions you have, and also write down the 4 things you like the most about it. Learn that in some trainings as well. Get some information back from them. Again, I'm kind of going back to the 7 Hour Wealth because of the duplication, because of the system. But you got everybody that's watching this, you need to go into the resources, and you got to go watch the content that Tom gives you, because when he does the presentation, he talks about the sugar and the flour and all that stuff. It makes common sense on the mobile and the banking and the spending of the money and how it all comes back to you. But if you're not going to build an organization, if you're not going to use the tools to create consistent content, so after 6 months, did I lose y'all?
No, I'm pulling up the chart. I'm pulling up that chart for you.
Okay.
That you're talking about.
If you don't take the tools and consistently on a weekly basis write a couple of articles, use the groups in Facebook that they teach in the resource guide to contact people every day and use your links. After 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, and you have tons of content where traffic is seeing what you're doing, okay, this what he just put up really doesn't mean anything to you. But if you understand, I guess I can point up or point over right now, the social networking, that is the Facebook and the Twitters and all that. The online banking is your card and the money coming back to you instead of you paying out. The shopping is when you take the money you making from Solavei and you go buy stuff and it comes back to us. And then, of course, the smartphones. And then not to mention, and I don't know if maybe Tom wants to elaborate on this a little more because I'm not an expert on, I just know there's going to be more products coming down the road, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, 8 months. But if you don't have an organization, this doesn't help you. So your first goal is to build an organization, and it's the fundamentals that are taught and understanding that right there. And if you don't understand it, you can't explain it. In the 7 Hour Wealth, he does it for you. All you have to do is create the conversation and just say, time out. I'm not too smart. I'm not too sharp. I can't explain it. Click this link. Let my partner, call Tom your partner. Let my partner explain this to you. And he explains it in a video. You just take all your links, paste every one of them, and watch every one of them. Then you know what you can use with the different people you're talking to. Once you have probably, I don't know, Tom, correct me on this too, 1,500, maybe 2,000 people in your organization, which my goal for this year is 10,000. But if your goal is 1,500 to 2,000 and they come out with products, you're going to be a mega thousandaire. There's just no question about that. You're going to make mega thousands of dollars. And, you know, in 3 short months, I'm already at the 1,800 mark. Just got to make that next little level to go to the 2,000 plus. And so are other people on our teams. And we're just getting started. We're just scratching the surface. I showed my team in the development stage. I'm not even finished of my little blog and articles and stuff. Well, when you go to it and you see my videos, 7 Hour Wealth is there. When you click what is Solavei, you click on it. It's the link with the 4 videos. I'm just taking the 7 Hour Wealth stuff that he did, and I'm just throwing it into my blog and stuff. And then I'm just going to graduate into the Twitter, get the lady that's helping me to get more on Facebook. I'm going to go into a little bit of some pay-per-click that they teach in there as well, and just be consistent this year. And the numbers are going to take place. So I don't know if y'all can tell. Let me tell you why I'm so pumped up. It's kind of like when you can see a light at the end of the tunnel. And Richard Call told me, let's say there was a mountain here. And I said, just chip at it. But in the middle is $1 billion. And you can get 5 to 10% of it if you want. Just keep chipping. Well, when you get tired and you think you can't push anymore, just remember 95% of the people quit. And when 95% of people quit, all you got to do is take this system, 7 Hour Wealth, and just keep plugging, just keep chipping, just keep chipping. and set your goals, set your dreams, set your whys. And this is, I hate to use the word guarantee, but this is the most guaranteed way out of financial difficulty to financial freedom, to do what you want with your family in my entire career on the internet. And I will say I have paid a price and have studied more than 99% of the people. This social commerce, mobile phone idea and concept of Solavei combined with this 7-Hour Wealth is by far the most powerful and cost-effective system that works and can be an asset to your family I've ever seen in my life. And I am just pumped about it, and I know our team's going to blow and go with these tools that you're seeing right there. And even if you don't understand them, just get into the training, and in the training it tells you start with one thing. In your first month, just get good at something you're good at, the Facebook one, or write articles, or just one strategy. Get your signature, get your links in there, and start creating traffic. The hows and the whats will come as you go, as time goes on. Just plug in, never miss a meeting, stay consistent, and I'm personally guaranteeing my team, if they work with me and they do what I do and copy from my blog and get the information and use the 7-Hour Wealth and just do what I do in theirs, I'm guaranteeing them all thousandaires in 90 days. No question, no ands, no ifs, no buts. After that, it's on them to make 10, 20, and 30,000 a month. So that's my story again, and I'm sticking to it. Glad I found you guys, Tom.
Yeah, well, that's great. I just wanted to pull up the, what the 7-Hour Wealth marketing system includes, and we've got 15 niche lead capture pages. These are the pages that you see, like the single moms page, or the firefighters page, or the military page. We have a couple single mothers that they advertise on all the single mother sites. They typed into the internet how to advertise to single mothers, and they found all of these great blogs and stuff, and they've got banners all over them, and it's really amazing. They generate about 20 leads a day from single moms, and so we have everything from seniors pages, college student pages. The reason we do that is niche traffic is a lot cheaper, and so it's important that when you're marketing your business, you want to keep your marketing costs down. We have 25 emails that when somebody submits their information into one of these lead capture pages, they get 25 professionally written emails with your contact information and your sign-up link in the bottom of every one of those emails. We've got a blog, 7hourwealth.org, about probably an $8,000 blog we've installed with all of the best plugins to help you build your business. We've got banners, business cards, flyers, live and automated webinars. We have an automated webinar system that was like $5,000 to create. We installed it. You get to use it, and it runs webinars 3 times a day. We have online live training events. We do we have a texting program for people that want to build a mobile text marketing database. We had a company called iZig that built a private label program for us, some of the best guys in the industry. And so if you want to take a test drive of the system, just go to join7hourwealth.com. The total cost, the annual cost for our system is $99.95. We've spent $25,000 at least on this system, and you gain access to it for $99.95. So it's we've done. And by the way, the money that people put into this, we pour it back into more tools. So I just wanted to give you an outline of this, and I think when you see our system, I'm getting a little bit of an echo here. Let me pull out of this screen real quick and talk to you a little bit about. I think this is one thing I'd like to go over too, is just our miracle of success strategy, and also the 7-Hour Wealth process, the way we do business. I'll wait for the screen to come up here just so you all can see it. It'll be up here in just one second. Here it is, right here. Okay. So when we really a 3 or 4 step process. It's pretty simple. We email a friend, pick up the phone, call them, give them a business card. you know, a flyer, do an advertisement, whatever. Create content is what I call that. That's step number one. Step number two is listen to a 5-minute sizzle call or the video. The sizzle call is like 877-356-8090. You can get that call from the person, that number from the person who invited you. But if you're out and about, and I've just got this one guy, he's so funny. He three-ways a friend, he calls him up and he goes, hey, you got about 5 minutes? And you're like, yeah. Then he three-ways him straight into the call. You know, and says, I want you to listen to something that's really interesting. And then I had one guy, I don't know, he was down in Texas somewhere, and he called me up one day and he said, man, if I'm not even in your organization, but if you knew how many people I've signed up off of that call, you'd be amazed. If they like what they hear on what I call the filter call or the sizzle call, then ask them to attend a presentation, the vision presentation, or attend one of our webinars. And then, of course, if they like, you know, what we're doing from there, just send them an invitation to join, send them a link. And I emphasize to people pay attention as much to how you do business than what the business is. So if you make it look complicated, they're not going to join. Okay, because they don't want to have to get the .com shoes and the .com shirt and the fancy leather case and, you know, your, you know, RF speakers that pop up and, you know, subwoofer and briefcase. They don't want any of that. They just want to know. I do this from a $400 laptop. You know, I've got a $50 camera that you're looking at me through right now. For $450, I'm in business, and I use Google, which is free, so I don't have to pay for any video conferencing. And at the end of the day, we don't do any three-way calls. We don't do any stinky hotel meetings. I have a list of about 120 people that are on my prospect list that I simply invite to the presentation. And let me get this echo off. I think that's because I'm, see what we got going on here. Give me 1 second. Back to the Hangout. There we are. Take the screen share off. I'm back. There we go. I don't know why I'm not doing. Let me check something real quick. Turn the camera off. Audio settings real quick. Nope, nothing's changed there. I've got something on somewhere that is echoing. Give me 1 second. Yes. Well, I don't know why I'm not going. Sometimes it just happens. So I'm going to turn down the volume just a tiny bit. Is your volume turned up on your side?
No, I'm a little less than half. I just turned it down a little bit more.
Okay. It's probably just the internet connection that's creating some reverb. There's not much we can do about that unless you go out and come back in and get people to disconnect the broadcast if I do that. But, you know, at the end of the day, folks, you know, we're talking about social commerce networking. We're talking about, right now, mobile service. You know, the idea of building a business and, you know, kind of this like hockey stick curve. You start building a business. We hit 1,000 people, and then, man, all of a sudden it shot up to 4,000 people, and then it was like every 2 weeks. Right now, our organization's growing at over 100 to 150% per month. So I did the projections out. We'll have about 220,000 people in our organization by the end of the year, and it's really amazing because, you know, at the end of the year, or sometime this year, if Ryan announces we've got Solavei cable or Solavei auto insurance, or we get cash back, you know, to the company on anybody who shops at Target or Home Depot or something like that, you're going to really realize the power of social commerce networking. You're really going to see why you wanted to go out, just like you did in the very beginning when you started friending everybody on Facebook. You're going to see one day all of the entertainment value that you have gotten out of Facebook, turn that into economic value with social commerce networking. You know, stop going out and making all the founders of these social networking companies wealthy and make yourself wealthy. Go out and introduce people to a new way of doing business. And like I said, if you can find people's voids, if you know what they are, I mean, let's be honest. Everybody would like to live where they want to live how they want to live, and make money doing it, right? We got to define that somehow. But, you know, for me, in the next year, I know next year about this time, I will be you know, somewhere or next summer for sure, I'm going to be doing this business from a sailboat in the summer. And my vision was to charter a sailboat or purchase a sailboat and spend an entire month on a sailboat and do this business from a sailboat next year. And I'm going to do it. Found the boat I want. It's $20,000 for the month. And I'm going to go take some sailing lessons and go to an area where it's pretty easy to sail and make sure I don't run it up on the ground. And make sure there's no bad weather in the area, and I'm good. But you will hear the fishing rod dragging behind the fishing boat, and I'm going to be on a satellite phone or some type of upline internet connection doing a Google Hangout from a sailboat next summer, with my kids and my wife, and we're going to be having a great time. And I just want to prove to people that when you talk about a portable business, you can do it from anywhere in the world, especially if you have a system that you can introduce people to. You know, those 25 automatic emails that we have that go out, I had somebody call me on the 17th email the other day and say he wanted to join. Our training system, when you sign up with 7 Hour Wealth, you get 20 emails from us over 20 days that cover everything, including 10 hours of internet training that's in the back office from myself, Roxana Hanna, Eric Green, Chris Darty, BJ Dalla, Chris Hussey. Have you had a chance to watch any of that yet, Drew?
Yeah, that's what I'm studying. I told you I used one of the strategies just yesterday, and the lady that I met in the restaurant from California, she's a doctor, a chiropractic doctor. When I posted, you know, I'm looking to help some single parents with kids with their education. Please message me when you get a chance. And she messaged me and said, hey, you remember we met at the restaurant, this, that, and the other? I talked to her about what we did just a little bit. And I said, let me let you take a look at our system. And I told you already. All I did was go take my link from 7 Hour Wealth. And I said, make sure you watch the presentation from my partner, Tom McMurrain. I took the one for the 4 videos. I said, watch those 4. And I told her to write down the 4 things she likes most about it. So I make her watch them. She said she's calling me Monday at 1 o'clock because she wants to work from home, and she's very excited about it. So I'm watching the training videos, and I got 90% more experience than most people, but I still want to learn. I get a nugget. That one nugget from that guy with that one post might have me a $20,000 a month earner, because this woman is very successful. She's a chiropractic doctor, but she wants what I want. It's one word. It's an awesome word, too. Freedom.
Freedom. That's right.
Freedom. She already told me she makes $25,000, $30,000 a month, but she's got to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. She would rather make $12,000 a month and do what I do. So just that one strategy, this 7 Hour Wealth, and I hate to keep beating it up, that $7,000 to $10,000 I spent, Jonathan Budd and them didn't write autoresponders for me. They didn't show me and help me with landing pages and a link where a presentation with 4 videos. They just taught us all of that stuff. We had to go create all of that stuff, and I had to go spend more thousands of dollars to get people to help me with that too. That's why the people that don't know what they're looking at, that's why I'm so excited. $100 is actually very laughable. I don't even know how y'all doing. It's mind-boggling to me. For $100, I get to get on a motorcycle and take off and run as fast as I can. I'm just trying to get my team to see what I see, jump on a train with me, take these tools and maximize them every single day, every week. And we're going to do it. We're going to do a 90-day blitz with the Spartans, and we're going to do article writing first, Facebook second, Twitter third, blogging. You know, we're going to put it all together over a 12-week period, and we're going to be held accountable for it too.
Yeah, that's great. I tell people, if I had a system where you could eliminate the fear in everybody that you talk to, would you be willing to invest $100 in it to start your business? And of course, everybody says yes. Mm-hmm. And you know, when you can point to a system that enables people to build a portable business from anywhere in the world, gain flexibility in their schedule, create residual income, you know, really just build a business by giving, sharing, saving, not selling, recruiting, or dragging people to hotel meetings, and ultimately you can use a system and you can point to a guy who's put 12,000 people in an organization in 100 days. It's like, there's your social proof. And I don't need to say anything else when I talk to people. I say, do you want to live where you want to live how you want to live, make money doing it? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, good. Watch this video. And I have this one line, and I'll leave your team with a nugget, and it's the one I always use, and it is, if I could show you how to do X, X, and X, or X, Y, and Z, would you be willing to invest 6 minutes of your time to watch a 6-minute video? And by the way, when I raise that question, I already know the answer to it. I tell everybody I don't like asking questions that I don't know the answer to. So, you know, Drew, if I could show you a way where you could live anywhere in the world, play golf at all the top resorts, and do business from a laptop and spend more time with your family, would you be willing to spend 6 minutes of your time, invest 6 minutes of your time to watch a 6-minute video?
Absolutely.
And invariably the answer is yes. And I tell you, of all the things that we really have to teach people, it's that one question, because that initiates the content. And by the way, my virtual assistant that I have that works for me while I sleep, she puts that out in text format to 20 to 40 people a day in writing. So you don't even have to say it. You can actually just send it to somebody. If you're that scared and you say, I just would feel uncomfortable saying that to somebody, just do a generic one out to your private message people. I private message 20 to 40 people a day on my Facebook page. And I wake up in the morning, and invariably I have 2 or 3 people going, okay, what is this? Tell me more. Send me the video. And then I send them a link to the video. And it's just very cool. I tell people, outsourcing, having people work for you while you sleep, is one thing that we teach. We want you to work less. I don't know about you, but I got in this business to work less, not more. I think people get into these home-based businesses and they end up working 100 hours a week, you know, and they're like, yeah, but I'm making, you know, more than I was when I was working. Like, you better be working twice as much. So I don't know. It's I'm excited about the 7-hour wealth system. I love the success people are achieving with it. I know we've got over almost 200 people that have at least 20 trios in their organization already, and we're doing it completely online. So our next presentation, I think I'm actually going to do one tomorrow night. I've got a guest speaker that wants to come on tomorrow night and do I'm doing interviews with all of the top 100 leaders of our organization, and doing a little training afterwards. We did one with Billy Funk last night from Chicago, and Billy gave up some secrets about how to approach cell phone stores. So anybody that wants to find a way to get 20 trios a week, you definitely want to go watch that training, because Billy dropped some bombs last night. It was really a great training. So all of our trainings on the YouTube channel. All of our tools are in the 7-hour wealth system. Solavei, awesome opportunity. Pretty simple. Social networking, online banking, shopping, and mobile phones, stuff you already know about. We just integrate it. We put it all onto a platform and give you a Visa card and give you the ability to earn money by recommending other people to our social network. So pretty straightforward. If there's anything you want to add?
Do what most people won't do so you can become what you want to come.
That's right. Yeah, and as I say, you know, just have the courage to go tell people maybe life hasn't turned out the way you want, and that's why you're looking at this, and ultimately take action to go change that story. And we're here to help you. Actually, the more we help you, the more we help ourselves. So we're not going to do it for you, but you got to go find the people who are interested. But we'll do the presentations. As I always say, we'll do the explaining, we'll do the training, and Solavei will do the enrolling, because their site's so simple. We don't even have to help people with that. But it's as I always say, if I have a system that does all the explaining, enrolling, and training, would you be willing to invest 6 minutes of your time to watch that video?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's the deal. So, hey, everyone, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. Again, you can go to Join 7-Hour Wealth. Drew Messina, you're a great leader, and look forward to seeing you at the top of the leaderboards. And, my friend, you absolutely get it, and it's a real pleasure to work with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice meeting you, too.
You have a great day.
Talk to y'all later.